We have some breaking news in the Karen Read murder trial. The jury once again telling the judge it is deadlocked on a unanimous verdict. Read is charged in the January 2022 death of her Boston police officer boyfriend, John O'Keefe. She's accused of ending their stormy relationship by hitting him with her SUV. On Friday, the judge ordered the jury back to deliberations after those jurors announced they were deadlocked. Supporters of Read and people obsessed with this 2-month-long trial have been pushing for a verdict. So let's bring in News Nation's Alex Capriello. He has been at the courthouse since the jury got the case. Alex, all right, a second time now the jury saying it cannot reach a unanimous verdict. So what happens now?
Yeah, pretty unbelievable moment. We got called into the courtroom, told that it was a jury question, so we were expecting something entirely different. But we learned that the jury feels that they are at an impasse, deadlocked with one another, unable to reach a unanimous verdict. Writing to the judge, quote, "Despite our commitment, we find ourselves deeply divided by opinions and states of mind. We have deeply held convictions, each of us carried to the point where consensus is unobtainable." Basically, at this point, it feels as if the jury cannot reach that unanimity. So what happens from here? The judge invoked what's called the Tuey-Rodriguez instructions, which is basically a very stern warning written by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts that needs to be read word for word to the jury, which basically reminds them of their obligations and their duty as a jury, tells them that they have all the evidence that they need, that if this was to be retried, a equally intelligent jury would hear the same exact arguments, and it's up to them to get the job done. The hope here is that by giving those Tuey-Rodriguez instructions, the few holdouts that might be in that jury room might flip their vote and ultimately reach a unanimous verdict all as one. Nichole?
All right, so Alex, we mentioned at the top of this, Karen Read certainly has a lot of supporters. There are a lot of people invested in this trial. What is the mood like outside the courthouse there?
Yeah, very interesting coming out here and asking many of these Karen Read supporters how they're feeling now that they just heard that the jury for the very second time is at an impasse. There's a bit of disappointment in their voices and in their hearts. They feel like the evidence is so overwhelming, pointing to Karen Read's innocence, that they can't believe that this jury of 12 isn't seeing it their way. At the same time, we are also seeing counter-protesters here today. We watched a little bit of it on Friday, but they're back here again today in greater numbers. Some of these people driving as far away as Florida, 20 hours over the weekend just to be here. We shared a little bit about why they're here, who they're supporting, and how they feel about the hundreds of people that are out here each and every day in support of Karen Read. Here's what they said.
Having people with red Solo Cup earrings and having people chant and want her autograph, and it's a murder trial. Somebody died. It's disgusting, actually. She's not Beyonce. She's not Michael Jackson. She's a murderer. She said it herself. She hit him. Did I in some way incapacitate him? Yep, you did. And then you left him there, and that's what makes it murder too.
Of course, she is an accused murderer. She has not been convicted of anything yet. The people here that have been supporting Karen Read each and every day believe she is wholeheartedly innocent. They believe a not guilty verdict will come any minute now. Obviously, it's up to the jury of 12 people who are deliberating at this very moment to come to that conclusion. So we'll be letting you know as soon as we hear anything.
All right, Alex, I have to ask you really quickly. You said that there were people who had driven all the way up from Florida. Are those people who know Karen Read, or are these just people who have become interested in the case?
I think it's just people who have been interested in the case. In the instance of the two women that I spoke to from Florida, they did not know Karen Read. They don't know John O'Keefe. They are just enraptured by this whole story. It's been picked up by so many true crime fans and social media activists, people that are into criminal law and order. And so it's really captured a lot of people's attention. That's not even the farthest, Nichole. Earlier, I spoke to somebody who came all the way from Great Britain and Germany as well, who wanted to be a part of this moment in history. So a lot of people coming out here to show their support from both sides.
All right, Alex Capriello live for us there at the scene. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.